Allison, tell us this story about how you got in somebody's business.
Yes, I did. So I was on vacation in Key West, and there was a shuttle that would take you from the hotel to the downtown area, and I did that every night so I could try new spots for dinner. And so I had finished my dinner, had a lovely evening, and I walked back to where the shuttle was supposed to pick me up, which is kind of right in the heart of downtown. So I'm sitting there waiting for the shuttle to show up, and I hear this man screaming, and he is, "You need to watch your mouth, the way you talk to me, you're dumb, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, what is going on? And so I look over and I see this couple walking, and this man is just screaming at his girlfriend or wife or whatever. And I don't know what came over me, but I couldn't handle it. So I ran up to them and I said, "Hey, don't talk to her like that."
Just like that.
Just like that, because I was so upset that this man was like, you could tell this woman was just kind of like sinking into herself, and he was screaming at her, calling her stupid, calling her names, saying she was calling him names. She wasn't saying anything. And so I said, "Don't talk to her like that." And he kind of puffed up his chest whenever he saw me running at them, screaming at them. And then he saw me and he realized like, oh, I can't, like in public, get aggressive with another woman who I don't even know. So he kind of calms down a little bit, and I turned to her and I said, "Are you okay?" And she kind of nods her head, and I was like, "If you need, like, you can stay with me and leave this guy."
What?
And she was like, "No, I'm good." And then they went about their way. So I really hope like he wasn't, I feel like he was probably a beehole to her the rest of the day or the rest of the night. But
how
still,
old do you think these two were?
They were in their 20s for sure.
Really?
And they were drinking for sure. So like alcohol was involved in this, but it just wasn't, I've never seen in public a man scream at a woman like that, like just berating her. I was not okay with it. I could not handle it. I could not let this poor woman be talked to like that. I had to do something.
Somebody I know told me a story one time about how they were arguing with an ex-girlfriend, again, after a night of drinking or something, and they're like going back and forth at each other, and he hears a guy say, "Would you shut the bleep up?"
Oh.
And the guy I knew telling me the story turned around and beat the crap out of this guy.
Well, that's what I think would have happened had I been a guy with this guy.
And then as he's, pummeling the guy who told him to shut up, that guy's girlfriend said he was talking to me. So the guy that got beat up wasn't even talking to my buddy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
601-995-1017. Have you ever intervened in a public situation like that? Or do you just kind of keep to yourself and mind your own business?
I mean, I normally mind my own business, but again, like they were not screaming at each other. I think it would have been very different if it was just a couple fighting, but I'm hearing for like 3 minutes this man just scream at this woman, and something came over me.
Tammy says, "Hell yeah, Allison, you're an awesome woman."
Thank you.
601-995-1017. Allison just told this crazy story from when she was on vacation in Key West. Overheard a couple arguing, and by arguing, I mean the man was just screaming at his girlfriend.
Yeah, he was calling her all kinds of names, telling her she was stupid, telling her she couldn't talk to him like that, but I did not hear her say a peep. I don't even know what her voice really sounded like. I was just hearing him scream at her.
So then you get in his face or whatever and scream at him?
I ran up to them and I said, "Hey, don't talk to her like that."
Corey from Brandon says, just for my own clarity, you didn't know the guy was drunk?
I didn't realize that they were both drunk until I screamed at them and kind of saw them. And once he calmed down, because he saw like I was just this woman screaming at him, and he couldn't do anything to me in public, couldn't, throw hands or anything without getting in serious trouble.
Somebody else wondering who this secret man you were on vacation with that you were confident enough to go up and scream at this guy.
I was just not going to let anyone talk to that girl. I don't know where the confidence came from, but I would want someone to intervene if that was me. If a man was talking to me like that, I would want to get away from him, and I would be grateful that someone would say, like, "Are you okay? Do you need to come with me and ditch this guy?"
James says, "Good for you, Allison. Kick his ass next time."
Well, I didn't want him to throw hands, so I wasn't going to throw hands. I just wanted him to stop screaming at his girlfriend.
Lindsey, I understand you intervened in a situation too. What happened to you?
Oh, this was years ago, but we were, out at a bachelorette party, and this guy and his girlfriend got into an argument, and he just hauled off and backhanded her like she flew over a pool table. And I was like, what is going on? And he went around the table and acted like he was going to hit her again. And I just grabbed a pool stick and just cracked him right over the back of the head with it and broke the stick.
Oh, wow. Did he try to then come and get aggressive at you, or did that calm him down?
Well, he got kicked out, and then I got, kicked out too, but I was only out for about a week.
Wait, you got suspended from the bar for a week?
Yeah, but that's only because the guy that used to own Pops was a friend of the family.
Oh, my gosh.
So he called me the next day, and he was like, what did you do? I was like, well,
and you were protecting that girlfriend. You shouldn't have been. I feel like you should have gotten free drinks for a week, not kicked out for a week.
It would have been different, if she had started the fight, and she had put her hands on him, because I'm a firm believer in, gender equality. If you hit somebody, you're going to get hit back.
Yeah.
But she didn't put her hands on him, so that's something I don't mess around about. You don't put your hands on a woman for no reason.
Thank you so much for the call, Lindsey. Appreciate you. 601-995-1017. Crazy stories.
Yeah, Zach is saying I should have thrown hands.
I think you probably made a good choice by not.
Yeah, I was like, something to stop me, I was like, this was very brave of me to scream at these strangers.
Something tells me the end of that story might have been a little different. Your jaw may be wired shut.
I might be in a Key West lockup somewhere.
Adam and Allison in the morning.